Tim, can you talk a little bit about how C.J. Henderson played this preseason?
He did well. He played a couple games he played in. He really did a nice job back in the groove of things, got his legs back up under him, and got his hands on some balls. So we're really pleased at where he's at this point.
How about Tyson Campbell? I think we kind of can see that one of the things he's got to work on is playing the ball in the air. How are you guys working with him to get him to improve there?
Yeah, we do it every day before practice and after practice. Right now, obviously, he's been out a little bit, so we kind of do stationary things with him to work on finishing at the top of the route. But he'll do a good job of that. He had really a couple that came up, but we'll work on him on finding the flight of it, and we do drills every day, and we kind of go through techniques. Obviously, he's been out, so it's kind of been stationary things because he's not been able to practice. But we will work on him. We'll feel good that he'll be all right in that area.
Do you expect it to be Tyson, Shaq, CJ opening day?
I don't know yet. We still got guys working back through things and trying to get their body right. So we'll kind of know more in the middle of next week on how that stuff will play out.
Were you surprised at the speed at which Henderson kind of caught up after missing all that time?
Yeah, he's been with me for a while, last year. So, once you get back going, he's obviously an outstanding athlete. So, it doesn't take long for him to get back in the flow of things. But the fact that I had a chance with him last year, he was able to get back and make a smooth transition. So, yeah, we're proud of him for that part.
You see the consistency this year so far in camp anyway that maybe he didn't have at times last year?
Yeah, that's what happened. As a year older, been in the system a little while for us, some of the techniques and stuff we're doing. And, just maturing, a little older, getting adapted to the NFL life. So, it's being able to process things easier, see the game slowing down for him. So that way you're able to be more consistent with your play and play faster on the field.
How helpful is it having a guy like Shaq Griffin out there? He's he's a leader off the field, on the field, almost like a coach, extra coach's voice.
Outstanding. It's a great asset to have where a guy that's been in the league for a while, he's a natural leader. He really works at it. He grabs the young guys up on his wing, bring them along with him, teaches them about the game, teaches them about off the field, taking care of your body, things like that. So that's a very valuable deal to kind of have almost a coach in the locker room or away from the field to help groom the young guys.
This is year 2 for you also with Chris Claybrook. Why was it important for him to be on this 53-man roster?
Yeah, because I know the upside that he has. He's a +2 guy. He's a dynamite energy, effort guy, and he did some good things last year, and he's young, and you can see the development of guys if you develop them and take time with them on what their projection can be for the level they can rise to, and I feel good that he'll keep getting better, and like I say, he's a young guy that's very motivated to learn and get better with things, and if you're a try-hard guy and you're a guy that's really passionate about what you do, which he is, there's a big upside in my opinion.
Where do you see your nickel position at right now? How is it shaking out?
Well, we got several guys right now. You still have Tyson, you have Clay Brooks. We training other guys. Herndon will be back at some point soon. So that's why we just kind of cross-train people in this business because you never know. It all depends on who we playing, who's healthy, and all those things at that time.
5 DBs on the 53-man roster to start, knowing that Tyson and Trey are both working their way back from injury. Does that concern you at all, or you're feeling good heading into week 1 in that regard?
No, it's kind of part of the NFL life. So not really. That's why you work to get everybody ready. You cross-train guys for that aspect because, you got to dual teach in this business because, even when they're back, guys get injured, you got to have guys ready to go because there's a limited number of people you're going to have up on game day.
Coach, I'm seeing on your social media, honor the name, stay ready. Why is that message important to share?
Well, I'll start with honor your name. I think that, I started that a while based on how I was raised, old school teaching there was like, hey, make sure you honor and don't disrespect the family name. So I try to teach a lot of the young guys now how valuable that is to honor your name, that name on the back of the jersey. You may change different teams, you may go, but how you represent yourself as a person in the community, on the field, how you carry yourself, will live with you for years to come. That's more valuable than money. That's more valuable than possession. Your name can open doors that other things can't. So you need to take pride in carrying yourself a certain way. So I try to instill that in the guys about making sure you represent the name on the back of that jersey with the utmost of respect. Stay ready. It's kind of started back years ago when guys come into the NFL. It's a big transition from college to the league. So you got to stay ready for the nature of this business. You have to stay ready for life. In this business, there's a lot of ups and downs. So you have to be able to handle success. You have to be able to deal with adversity. So I had a little slogan that started with that is, start taking action yourself, responsible every day at doing your best. You know what I mean? So I kind of had that little slogan with them. So every day is a new day, and we got to grind. So with that, we grinding every day is get ready. It's a new day. You know what I mean? So I kind of have those little slogans to stay with them just to know that it's important that we come to work every day. Everybody has issues. Everybody has off the field things. Everybody's tired. Everybody has things to go with. We got to be able to handle the success and the failures in life as well as football. So that's kind of where that started. Little slogan and sound bites that guys can use to go with. And it starts with, helping them with my upbringing, help me kind of develop that being responsible about your name, carrying yourself a certain way.
When did the T-shirts come into play?
Several years ago, I was doing, I have a 501 nonprofit 501c3. I was doing seminar speaking on those things. People started liking them and wanting them at the seminars. So that's kind of how that started years ago, because it was a meaningful message. It was a message that could resonate with everybody, men, women, the youth, older people. It was a lot of people coming in on the seminar, so they all liked it. And like I said, the idea resonated with everybody, sports and non-sports people. So it's really, and all of it was about how you carry yourself and how you deal with things in life, both slogans.
How have you seen your defensive back room respond to that message this year in particular?
I think we're growing. Every day they're buying into it. They're working at it. You can see the progression being made in that, the progress being made in that area. But we work on it every day. We talk about it every day. So we take baby steps. Every day we get going. So we don't want setbacks. We got to always be improving in that area and making them buy in and understand the importance of it. Understand the importance of everybody's going to go through things, guys. Everybody's sore. Everybody's hurt. Everybody has off the field things. Everybody has family issues. Everybody has, tough day at practice. That's part of it. Who can fight through it the mess? And that's kind of Coach Meyer talks about that on the mindset. You know what I mean? So that's all part of the mindset, developing the proper mindset to make sure we can endure the things that we're going to see in a long season.
Thanks, Coach.
Good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. All right.
Howdy.
Josh, what's your confidence level after Sunday compared to maybe before that?
Confidence level as high as ever. I mean, that's the funny thing about you guys reporting on me. You have no idea what's going on in my head. You don't know if I'm just because I miss a kick doesn't mean I'm not confident. So I'm as confident as ever. It says I'm as good of a kicker, if not better, than I've ever been. So I'm right on track. It's being a vet. I'm going into year 7, year 11 overall as a pro athlete. Everything has its purpose, right? Preseason has its purpose. Yes, you want to come in and be firing on all cylinders, but a lot of times that's not realistic. My goal is to be at my peak week 1, and unfortunately that may have led to a couple of missed kicks in preseason. But I think this coaching staff sees my dedication and I'm doing more for my body because let's be honest, I've ended a couple of seasons on IR here recently, so I'm doing more than I ever have. I'm in great communication with everybody, and my confidence levels are through the roof.
And when in training camp in the first 2 games, when you had missed kicks, was it something mechanical that you pinpointed or able to pinpoint pretty quickly?
Yep. First one was mechanical. Second one was something else that I won't mention. And it takes a little bit of time. I've never had this situation. I've never come off of a season where I only played 4 games. Now coming into a season with a new coach, now coming into a season with no guaranteed money on my contract. I know how things work around this league. Once you get that big number in front of your contract, you have a big old target on your back. And I'm aware of how things work. And so that has fueled me more to like I said, work harder, do more, watch more film, ask more questions, because I still think there's a little bit left in the tank.
Different stuff this year to kind of get yourself ready? Anything significant or interesting?
A lot more mindfulness, a lot more meditation, a lot more yoga, a lot more stretching, just trying to take care of all the off the field things so that when I'm on the field, the only thing I have to worry about is stuff that is on the field. I shouldn't be out there kicking and worrying about my hamstring. I just shouldn't. I shouldn't be worrying about my hip. And so I'm doing everything I can to, when I'm out there, just let everything flow.
Have you ever had an injury kind of like the one you had last year with the hip before? At any point? No. How tough was that going through that? And because it's it knocked you out for almost the whole year.
Yeah, the hardest part about it was just sitting on the couch at my house on Sundays watching our guys. If, quite frankly, if we're going to get our shit kicked in, I want to be in there with them. Those are my guys. I'm in there fighting, sweating, working my butt off with everybody, and I want to be able to do that with them. So that was the hardest part. Like, if we're going to struggle, let's struggle together. If we're going to succeed, let's succeed together. So that was the hardest part. Like, yeah, physically, it sucked, whatever. But, you work your rear end off to help the team. Because that's, if I really and truly, yes, I was a goalkeeper, and yes, I'm a kicker, and they're very individualized. But if I really wanted to be an individual athlete, then I would have golfed or swam or done something different. So you want to be out there with the team.
What's the relationship like with Coach Meyer? Have you ever had a coach that stands that close to you while you're kicking during practice?
No, that one's a bit new. We may have had a couple of conversations about it. I love his mindset of practice should be hard, games should be easy. So I understand why he did it. We talked about it, and anything that we can do to help me make kicks on Sunday, then I'm certainly going to be open to.
How much for you, Josh, with the watching your the team's S get kicked in, as
Yes.
you use? How much of that has been talked about in this locker room about you guys being fueled by last year, and for you especially being on the couch and maybe not flushing away a 1-15 season and fueling?
Yeah. From my perspective, I don't think a lot of the players have been chatting about it, because who would want to? Coach Meyer kind of uses it a little bit as a gauge, like a yardstick, to show us, I think, where we were and where we can go. And I think that's the motivation behind it. He's had a lot of great athletes, a lot of great coaches and players that have been a part of teams and organizations that were poor and then came out to be champions. And so I think he's kind of reminding us that it's happened before, and we're kind of primed for that same or similar run. So let's not waste the opportunity.
Why do you think? Why do you think this group is primed for the opportunity?
I think we have the missing pieces put in place. I don't know if they're all exactly snug as a bug in their set positions, but I think we have all the right pieces, and now we're just finding the corners and the middle pieces and which ones match up next to what.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Josh.
What's up?
How's the hand going?
It's good. It's getting better every day.
Think you'll be ready for week 1?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Are you been out there practice this week? What's the progression in terms of for you to come back and be a full go against the Texans?
Early on, I came out dressed of the day, did running on the side. Yesterday we had practice. It was my first time actually in breaking the huddle. Today the same, and just moving forward doing that. Running on the side is different from breaking the huddle, running against the DB, resisting running, things like that. So there's still ways to go, but, I have good faith in myself and my coaching staff to help me get there. We got like 10 more days, so I'll be good.
Were you surprised that they only kept 5 wide receivers?
Not really. I just focus on what I can control. Happy I was one of them 5, but, that's way above my pay grade.
How's your mindset different now going into this year, which is obviously, you don't know what your future holds. It's a make or break year for you. How's it different than maybe from other years?
I don't really see it as a make or break year. I feel like I'm a, talented player, still getting better every year. So I just go out there when I'm on the field, try to be the best that I can. That's kind of the mindset I've had for a few years now. Just keep proving to myself that I can get better at these routes. And when I'm off the field, I have a family that, take my mind off of it. So I'm in a pretty good headspace. I just like playing football, and I got some cool teammates. So it's all cool.
What was it like for you? I mean, we used to watch you come out for practice early and Meyer work on your press, getting all press coverage and all that stuff. How much has that helped you, or how much influence and input has he had to try to make you better at that?
That's a big focus for him, as well as Coach Sanjay. So, one of the things that they saw that they wanted me to get better at is, releases and, driving, playing fast, really. And those things help me play faster. When I play faster, I feel unstoppable. When I'm not playing as fast, I feel like I'm not, you know, to my top ability. I'm not making the plays that I could be making, and I don't like that myself. So the main thing is playing with speed, vertical speed, you know, getting down the field, which I'm pretty good at. I just got to continue to be consistent.
Got time for two more.
What's your personal objective this season? I know it's a contract year, but what, from a personal standpoint, what do you see you have to get yourself from where you were a season ago?
Go crazy, go out there, ball. You know, I got some great teammates, a great offense. You know, Trevor can really throw it, so he gonna make my job even easier than before. I got Marvin on one side, LaVisca in the slot. Make my job easier, make me want to compete, make me want to go harder than they are. And hopefully in return, you know, me going hard, make them want to go harder. So, you know, just competition, good friendly competition. I think that get me where I need to be.
What are your initial impressions, video, on field of Tyron Johnson?
You know, I played with Tyron in college, so I think, you know, he's a very dominant player, very fast, quick, twitchy, athletic. You know, I think once we can get him up to speed, get him to knowing the playbook well, adjusting to, you know, this culture, this style of practice, this intensity. Once we get him on that level, he's going to be dangerous for sure.
Thanks, DJ.
I was going to ask
Meeting in 3 minutes.
Okay.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
Thanks, DJ.